On this episode of Resi Week, we are live at ISE 2016 in beautiful Amsterdam. Recording from the AV Magazine booth, we talk training, education, and getting into the European market. All that and more, next on Resi Week.
The network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.
This is Resi Week, Episode 2, recorded Tuesday, February 9th, 2016, live from ISE 2016. Resi Week is brought to you by our fine group of underwriters, companies like Crestron. This is Resi Week, the look at the residential market for the AV industry. My name is Tim Albright. I am your host. A special thank you to AV Magazine because we're doing this live from their booth at ISE 2016. If you're watching this or listening to this the week of ISE and want to come by, their booth is Hall 6, N as in Nancy 152. So without further ado, we're going to start here. With me, my buddy and my pal and my cohort here, Mr. Matt D. Scott from Omega Audio Video. Welcome, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I am well.
Excellent.
Are you tired of me yet?
Always.
All right. Also with us is Mike Everett from RTI. How are you, sir?
I'm great, thank you.
And last but not least, Dave Pedigo, of course, from CEDIA.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, let's start with you, Dave. ISE, if you're not familiar, Integrated Systems Europe, is co-owned by Infocom International and CEDIA.
Correct.
So take me back 15 years. Why did you start this?
Well, so we had CEDIA basically has two headquarters in the U.S. and it's based out of St. Neots and just outside of London. And so we're a global organization. ISE was an opportunity that came to us. It was actually originally NSCA, Infocom, and CEDIA, and we were each 1/3 partners.
Okay.
And then, so we just saw the potential of the market. And so what happened was Infocom acquired NSCA's show, and then so we had the option to actually then purchase in. So now we're 50-50 owners with Infocom, and it's been, to be honest with you, it's far exceeded anybody's expectations. It's an absolutely gigantic show, and we're thrilled to be part of it.
Yeah, both in size and in scope, right?
Without a doubt.
You've got 12 halls here. For those of you who either attend Infocom or attend CEDIA, both of those shows, obviously, depending on which venue, are one hall. Infocom in Vegas has got 2 separate. Here you've got 12.
Right.
Right.
Well, the halls are a little bit smaller.
They are a little bit smaller,
here,
right?
But yeah, but it's a big show.
And you got 60,000 people. Rumors are that ISE this year will break that 60,000 mark, right? Nothing against Infocom or the CEDIA shows in the U.S., but you guys haven't reached that number yet. But you've also got both sides over here.
Sure.
Talk about how you guys as a group have been able to get to that number of attendees.
Well, I guess it's a couple things. One of them is that the dynamics in the U.S., so let's say North America for our Canadian partners, because we have a tremendous amount of members from Canada as well. They really specialize, for the most part, either in commercial or in residential. And so if you look at those numbers, you look at the size and scope studies that we have, you see that they primarily focus. In Europe, that's not really the case. In Europe, you have companies that really will cross over and do either or. And so then the other thing is that both organizations did a great job in hiring a company to actually manage it. Mike Blackman is the managing director of Integrated Systems Europe, the company, and they've done an absolutely stellar job. Their employees are positioned all around Europe, and honestly, if I'm going to be honest, I'd love to take all the credit, and I think Infocom would love to take all the credit, but Mike Blackman and his team have done just a bang-up job, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a remarkable team to work with. Everybody from Mike, Steph Handel that handles the marketing and deals with folks like us, right?
Sure.
She's a very patient woman, much like LW Selkie with CEDIA. She has to deal with us yahoos. So,
She's okay.
Olivia or
Olivia.
she's more than okay. All right, Mr. Scott, and Mike, we'll get to you in a second. This is your first show attending ISE. You've got a unique position because as a Canadian integrator, right?
I'm forgotten by everyone.
You're forgotten by, you really are, dude. I mean, seriously. Whether it's
Except
a manufacturer,
Cedia, they take great care of us.
But I'm talking about from the manufacturer standpoint.
Yes.
You've got interesting distributorships.
Yep.
You've got a volatile
dollar
market.
Yes.
Right. That, God help it, you pitch a system, and 6 months later, depending on what the Canadian dollar is doing, or what the U.S. dollar is doing, or what the euro is doing,
everything changes.
that price may have gone up or down 20, 30 points.
My favorite word is subject to change.
Subject to change.
Yeah, works well.
How far out can you quote a system? Successfully.
In today's market?
Yeah.
Oh, like 15 days.
So 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. To be fair to us and fair to the client, 15, maybe 30 days, depending what we're talking about. In the last, since the start of the year, we've had suppliers change anywhere from 10 to 40 points. Because, again, it's the world economy that affects us more so than, say, the U.S. and I'm assuming parts of Europe, but we get stuck with things where, the dollar's been changing for us over the past 6 months to 8 months, and a lot of our suppliers tried to help us by not adjusting their pricing. Now we're to the point where we're, 40 cents on the US dollar, give or take, and they have to because it's a new year, things are happening, things are changing. So either they're having that 20% increase that they're doing on their products across the board for every location, and then adding the dollar change for us as well. So it's fun.
One of the new features this year at ISE, and this is your first time, so I want to get your take on this. It's a kiosk called M2D, which is manufacturer to distributor.
Right.
As someone who again, you straddle that line between being North American, but you're not US. How does something like that help you guys when you have manufacturers, whether it's from the UK or Poland or Spain, who have not breached that North American market? Does it make more sense for them to go in through Canada first?
Not necessarily, because the bottom line always comes down to, and most Canadians know this, that we're not the big market, especially in North America. We are such a small market, we are such a small percentage of the market that we know they're not going to, and I mean this with all respect, they're not going to dedicate that much time or that much effort to Canada as a whole versus North America as a whole, or just the US on its own. And we've come to live with it. We expect it. So as long as we have a avenue to get those products that we need or those suppliers that we need, we're used to it, we're okay with it. It's just a matter of when we have those slight projects that require products that we can't obtain that makes it complicated.
Yeah. Mike, take me through how RTI makes a decision to come to a show like this.
We became involved and saw an opportunity as a founding exhibitor, and we have a broad distribution channel throughout Europe, and those distributor partners recommended that we be here. Initially, RTI has a company called Pro Control. RTI is the parent to this line of products, and Pro Control we just got in. We showed first within our distributor's booth, Vivitech, and so. But it's a terrific opportunity here. We've over the years, and the show grows substantially every year. We meet. It's a great chance to meet other, our distribution partners across Europe and connect with our existing dealers and meet new dealers. We met dealers from, just last year, we met dealers from 70 countries in our stand, which is a stone's throw from here. You can see it from here.
Yeah.
And that's just a terrific way to meet all kinds of opportunities. So.
As a manufacturer who deals with so many different countries and so many different regions, what's one of your biggest challenges?
Well, I guess that's a difficult question to answer. I guess the challenges are we have somebody locally who lives right here in Belgium that travels throughout Europe, so we have a local RTI person, and just terrific long-term relationships with our distributors. So I guess the challenges are met immediately, so they don't build into big, nothing really stands out as an enormous challenge here. I think our entry-level line, the Pro Control product line, has met challenges in this market by it's a newer brand for us, a newer line of products, and getting the attention and getting the dealers to take notice is something that has just built gradually over the years, but that's a challenge. So
how is that different? Because I've heard 3 or 4 different takes from this of this question from different manufacturers. Introducing a new product in the U.S. versus introducing it in, let's say, Europe or the Middle East.
Sure.
It's been put to me basically where in the U.S. there's a sensibility of fail fast, fail often, but learn from that, right? And in the European market, it's more of a slow go, a slow introduction, earn their trust, earn their respect, and then they'll kind of give you a chance.
Sure.
But it's a distinct difference between the U.S. introducing a new product in the U.S. market versus the European market.
Sure.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree with that, and it really is probably the answer to your first question about the challenges. Because there are differences in personalities and sensitivities between the countries that make a difference, and even who's calling on the clients in that particular region. So releasing a product, though, from product to product that we release in this country, I just don't see an enormous difference in what we see in North America or other parts of the world, Southeast Asia or Australasia. The challenges are really that the integrators in this part of the world are faced with different structural challenges and installation challenges that they're dealing with historical buildings and buildings with some relevance in terms of history and just architectural construction challenges like stone walls and things like that. So some of the products that we release that might do better here than in the U.S. Or North America.
Because they solve those specific problems of
they solve problems.
300-400-year-old buildings, whereas in the U.S. we don't have those problems.
Right, exactly. Right. An old building for us is 75 years.
Yeah.
But anyway, so those are. But certainly we have products that are widely popular in North America and have yet to have find a place here. But that's those are few and it's not very frequent.
Dave, talk to us a second about what CEDIA specifically is doing this week. Both you and Infocom are hosting classes.
Sure.
You both have events going on. What are some of the things that you guys are doing this week?
So we have a wide range of classes. I believe it's 32 sessions-ish just as CEDIA training. Don't quote me quite on that, but we're close. And then we also have a bunch of classes in the residential solution theater. And so those are typically almost like TED Talks, so 20 to 30 minutes, trying to not really instruct you on what to do, but to kind of help you form how you think, get an opinion. We also have a VIP reception tonight, but really CEDIA's main focus is on community, so our job is to help connect integrator to integrator, integrator to manufacturer, and manufacturer to manufacturer. So if you've been by our booth, it's a whole different design, a nice open feeling, and that's really what we're trying to convey, is the openness. So we'll have lots of volunteer meetings. I have on Saturday actually, it's called a Technology Council meeting, which is a think tank to figure out what is going to affect the integrators in the next 3 to 5 years.
Oh, wow.
It's fun, lots of personalities.
Yeah.
A lot of training, and really our focus is just for anybody who has any questions about the residential market, how to enter the market, what are the opportunities and threats, and then you know what, I got a question, I can't figure this out, who should I talk to, and we're kind of that connector point for the people who come.
Okay. Matt, this being your first time here, what are you looking for? I mean, what are you looking forward to this week?
I'm looking forward to just getting a general feel of what the industry is doing on this side of the world. Because, especially for us, we do have, we're kind of caught in that cross between we're quasi-Americans, we're quasi-Europeans, a little bit of everything. We have clients that have, second homes in the States and in Europe and in South America. And, the biggest thing I'm looking to get out of this is just getting a better understanding for how things are done in this side of the world. Because, as I said, with clients that have those second properties and stuff like that, over here, they're still coming to us for advice and then finding local integrators to assist them in that. But I've learned that what we do back home isn't the same as what they do here. And the thought process is a little bit different. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm also just interested to see different products, different manufacturers that we haven't ever heard of back home that are mainstays here. I'm going to find that quite interesting.
Yeah, that was one thing. Is my first experience with ISE was last year, and there were a number of high-end, specifically residential high-end displays. And not that I had never seen a display inside of a mirror, right, or a display behind a picture, but it was the level at which these folks were doing, and it was actually phenomenal. Real quickly, Mike, talk for a second about what RTI has brought, and if there's anything you can release at 9:30 on Tuesday morning.
For new products.
For new products.
Well, we do have quite a few things that we're excited about over in the stand. Not the least of which, we've got a 3.5-inch touchscreen handheld remote control that actually integrates intercom. So. Our in-wall products that we're showing, the new products, and handheld with intercom that have SIP protocols, so they integrate with existing intercom systems. So somebody could, from the remote, open the gate or unlock the front door and see who's at the front door, communicate with the gate or the front door.
Back and forth with the set.
And that's one of the interesting kind of unique challenges in this part of the world that might be different than North America, where we have one that the front door is on the same level as the living room typically, and in this part of the world that's not true. You might live on the 4th floor. There's a lot of apartment dwelling. There's a lot of narrow, tall buildings, and if you live upstairs, to just find out who's at the front door is 3 flights of stairs.
Yes,
and so those kinds of things are interesting, and we're excited about that. We've got a water resistant all glass front touch panel that for an environment that would have moisture, like a bath, or outdoor, and that's all with OLED display, and it's really interesting. We have a 10-inch touch panel that has HD base T video input as well as composite for this intercom video, but also other video sources, and we're also introducing our integration designer award-winning. Actually, CDO gave us a Hall of Fame award for our programming software. We're introducing a big enhancement to the software, which we call Apex, and Apex is just speeds up programming time and is truly amazing, and we'll be doing demonstrations over there. So, and we're also showing Pro Control, our entry-level products, line of products that just have a incredibly quick programming time, affordable, professional-grade solution, of course, with all the technology that we inherit from RTI. So we're really excited about it, and we hope to meet with 71 people from 71 different countries this year.
Right.
But it's an exciting show for us, and we're excited to get it going.
Very good.
Also,
And
we'll
Pro
be
Control
giving
is
you
your
something, too.
Thank you.
No problem.
And Pro Control is your kind of entry level.
Entry level product line, yes.
Right.
Yeah, and it's within the RTI stand. So.
Right, okay, very good. Dave, what's your favorite part about this show?
Oh my God, that's a big question. It's funny. I'll use an example. So my colleague Debbie Antrim and I were walking around the show, yesterday, and so we saw Christie's. It's got to be a 300-inch display with a very narrow pixel pitch, and they're just showing the beach, just a beach scene. They're just doing testing to set up, see how it looks, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, we're at the beach. I am a huge video nerd.
Yeah.
So going around here and seeing all the video, just as a quick aside, we're really on the precipice of humongous video and audio changes. But the video changes over the next couple of years are going to be amazing. And so when you come to a show like ISE or CEDIA, you wind up actually seeing kind of a glimpse into the future. We know that some of the things that we see are actually held together with duct tape and bubble gum and MacGyver's in the back making everything work. But it really does give you a glimpse into the future. And so I just get jazzed up because first of all, when it comes to like CEDIA, I'm working, so I don't actually get to be in the show, looking at all the things. And so seeing all of our amazing partners going and checking out your booth and everyone else who's in the residential channel, because it is really such an amazing time. It's a revolutionary period, not an evolutionary period. 2016 is going to be a really, really transformative year for a couple of kind of main level voice recognition and artificial intelligence that are coming. But whether it's video, control is obviously just amazing at this point in time. So it's just, for me, when you come to these kind of shows, obviously it's business to business. People are trying to do business, but it's also a glimpse into the future. What are the things that we can see so that when I go to a client and they say, well, I want something that's really cool, something that's really sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I've seen it and I can tell you exactly what it's going to be.
Matt, what is your first impression? I mean, today is technically the first day, but we've been here since Sunday. So we've been
here since Sunday.
Walking the show floor and dodging forklifts.
Quite a few forklifts,
Quite a
actually.
few forklifts. But what is your first impressions of this show?
When I first started going to trade shows, the first show I ever went to was NAB.
Okay.
And that was always kind of the benchmark that I gave every show I went to afterwards. And if you've ever been to that show, it takes over the entire Vegas Convention Center, including the parking lot and many, many ballrooms and hotels and et cetera. And then I started going to Infocom and CEDIA as our company kind of shift focuses a little bit. And they're a little bit smaller. And it was always a little interesting to me just seeing the dynamic change. And I'm very impressed with the scale of this show and the combination of both aspects of what I do in one spot opposed to just two shows. The other thing that I'm finding quite interesting is, I've already said that the world is becoming just so much more global and so much more fast-paced. We know that this show happens when we're back home and we're not here, and we know they're releasing products, but to actually be able to be here and see some of the stuff that's being released that will start selling even before we get to see it at Infocom or CEDIA next year is going to be very exciting. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, very good. Mike, you have the last word on this. What is your favorite part of the week?
Actually, honestly, the favorite part is walking around when it slows down at the end of the show and seeing all the amazing products that are coming, the direction of the industry, some of the solutions for odd problems, and just the scale of some of the displays, and that's a lot of fun.
I agree with Dave. Actually, if you're at the show, Hall 8 is the one you want to go to because that is like display central.
Yeah.
Oh
Amazing.
man,
It's really impressive.
It is very impressive. All right, guys, that is going to do it for us. Dave Pedigo, thank you so much, sir.
Thanks for the opportunity.
How can people get a hold of you or CEDIA?
Well, you can just go to cedia.org if you want to get a hold of me on Twitter. I'm at Dave Pedigo, and go to the website. You can find my hideous picture up on there. So.
All right. Very good. This makes 2 Resi weeks in a row for Dave. So
yeah.
Eventually, I'm going to have to pay him. Mike Everett, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
How can people get a hold of you or RTI?
If you stop by our stand at 1 in 75, which is just 150 meters from where we sit right now, you can email me at mikey@rticorp.com or go to our website at rticorp.com.
All right, very good. Mr. Scott, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
How
Thanks
can
for having
people
me.
get a hold of you?
You can find me on Twitter or pretty much anywhere else at Matt D. Scott, or you can find me on AVNation.tv.
Yep.
See, look at that plug.
That was very nice.
Wasn't that nice?
That was very well done. I shouldn't have made you sleep on the floor last night.
Yeah.
All right. My name is Tim Albright. Don't follow me, but go by the website if you would, please. AVNation.tv. AVNation.tv. You'll find this program and a host of others. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at AVNation TV. Thank you again to AV Magazine for hosting us here this week.
Definitely.
Their website is avinteractive.com. avinteractive.com. Make sure I got the .com part right. You'll find all kinds of stories. It's actually where we get a lot of our stories for AVWeek, commercial and audio-visual stuff. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. That's all the time we have for Resi Week.